What is up, everyone? Welcome to 52 Weeks of Gaming. I'm here to pass it along to Nick to continue this train, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, so this week is super exciting because I'm playing another game that just came out that I'm super excited for, and that is Borderlands 3. Now, I've loved the first one, I love the second one, I love pre-sequel. Didn't get a chance to play the Tales of Borderlands due to all the stuff with Telltale Games, but I absolutely love this series. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time, and so 3 was definitely on my radar from the moment it was announced, and I'm so excited that I get to go and play it this week and really dig into it. I have no idea who I'm going to play as, but I will give you all the information that I can after I go and play at the end of the week, so stay tuned and I'll let you know exactly what my thoughts are. Borderlands 3 is the fourth game in the main series of the Borderlands franchise, with Tales of the Borderlands being a bit of a spin-off, but it is developed by Gearbox, still published by 2K, and it is the follow-up to Borderlands 2, technically, which came out in 2012, since pre-sequel was kind of the 1.5. But it continues this first-person looter-shooter that was defined by the series, and shows the new Vault Hunters that you have of Amara, Zane, Flax, and Mose going up against the Calypso twins, Troy and Tyreen. And that's all you really know about it, except that you're also going to different planets for the first time in the series, where before you were just on Pandora and Pandora alone. So you're going to different worlds, meeting new characters there, and kind of expanding on this universe that was created before. It's been advertised that they have a billion guns, that obviously no gun is going to be the same. There's 2 different game modes that you have now besides the easy and normal difficulties. You have the cooperative and the co-opetition, as they dub them, where you could go and have instanced loot, or you can go and do what's considered the classic Borderlands move and compete over loot itself. You also have different things like the Circles of Slaughter. You have plenty of different side quests in there through the different characters, such as hunting opportunities and target opportunities, and it's just a much bigger game that is coming out than any other game before it, with much more diverse regions and characters in it to really go and fill it up. But I'm not going to go too much in depth to it because I know that this is one of Nick's favorite franchises, so I'm going to let him talk a bit more about it. So take it away, Nick. So this week was Borderlands 3, and as a game in one of my favorite game series of all time, I was super excited to be able to go and play this, and it's everything that I love about Borderlands, and then improved. So I guess the best way to put it is it's what I wanted in the game. It's what I wanted in Borderlands 3. I mean, it continues the story that really you should play 1, 2, and pre-sequel, and kind of know a bit about Tales from the Borderlands to have some idea of what's going on. But yeah, no, it continues it, and it picks up immediately with the 4 new characters. I picked Mose because in the first one I picked Axton, or the first one I picked Roland, second one I picked Axton. Pre-sequel, I do believe I picked Athena because I wanted to mix it up, and so I kind of wanted to do that soldier sort of build again, and looking at it quickly, that's what Mose is, with the Iron Bear, the tank kind of that you can do and customize it, and they even changed that. So, like, instead of level 5, it's level 2 that you go and get your action skill and kind of build up things, and they went more in depth with the skill trees and how to go and customize them for each different person, and you have basically more in depth in general. It's like they took a bunch of problems that like 1, 2 pre-sequel had, and then improved upon it. So you also have a new version that, like, you could either, like, have instance-based loot, or still do the classic Borderlands kind of fight each other for loot, as it always was, which is really nice and a nice little change that they went and added into it. But there's just so much to go and talk about with the game, and that I don't know how to go and put it all into words. I mean, you have these fantastic characters that are really fleshed out. You have returning characters that you fell in love with many years ago, and that you still care for and really want to go and see this whole story through. And that's kind of what happened while I was playing this. I wanted to see the whole story through. Yeah, you get these new characters and there's a little bit of background for them, but it's about this universe that was created and the story that continues from the previous games and ties everything together. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's more customization with the vehicles that you can do at the Catch-A-Ride. The weapons are crazy, and all the different manufacturers kind of have a different theme, I want to say, to it. So like TDR guns, kind of like you can throw them, and because that's always the thing when you throw them, that for the reload. But now it's like they're the ones with the guns that, like in the trailer, had the legs that can go and run and blow up or shoot people or do a bunch of different things. Jacobs is still what it does, except now it can ricochet. Atlas can do like smart tracking, because all these guns have different firing modes. So you can go and use a gun that throws like a tracker grenade and then aim the opposite direction and watch the bullets fly out and then kind of go over your head and go back towards whatever enemy they tracked on. And that's just kind of the scratching of the surface. It's a game that takes everything that was great about Borderlands and really compounds on it. I mean, I think this is also the game that there wasn't really any sort of hurt moments in the first one. The second one had the death of Roland. That was kind of a big moment that you're just like, whoa. And 3 definitely has a few moments like that in the main story where you're just kind of like, whoa, did not expect that. That's a surprise. That's a cool twist. And there was one side mission that really kind of gave the feels and showed just as much as this universe that was created is ridiculous, how like it could still affect people's lives. And I don't want to go and explain the mission, but it's on the Lonely Pillar, I guess is what I'll go and say. But it's a really sad mission. And then right after that, I go and do a typical Borderlands one where the guy said, and I'm pretty sure I can quote this, he went and said that he's like, Pandora may not have running water, food, or libraries that aren't on fire, but as long as we have dank memes, we'll be fine. And I was like, you know what? You, sir, I appreciate it, because that's what I thought of this whole game is that it's just over-the-top ridiculous, and that's what it's been from beginning to end. And I could go on and on and on about all the cool things that are in it and the different classes and how you can customize the action skills a lot more, and how on Sanctuary now that if you didn't pick up loot, there's a loot catcher that you can go and get your loot from, and it's a bit easier, and the progression for unlocking things is a bit better, and the difficulty, although on normal, is actually a bit higher and requires side quests a bit more to be on par with leveling. And I typically hate games that you have to go and do grinding on, just because of the nature of the game. But Borderlands is so seamless that I lost hours playing the game because it's just so much fun. And that's really what it comes down to, is something that I really enjoy and I really love playing. And so I'm going to go and play it again and then continue playing it. And I've played the other ones a lot because it's my favorite game series. It's one of my favorite game series, I should say. So yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's some of the old, a bit of the new, and I think that's great. Yeah, I think we have to kind of stop you because you're going to just keep talking forever about this. So continue on. Who do you think should go and play this game? I definitely think anyone who's played 1 and 2 and pre-sequel will go and enjoy this game, because it's Borderlands to the core. It's exactly what you would expect out of it, and then some, as I've said, and it's something that anyone who likes the whole looter shooter that originated from this series would go and love. I mean, there's so many different guns to go and get, and no two guns are exactly the same. So yeah, no, there's tons of things to go and do inside the game itself. I mean, that all makes sense. That makes sense to have them go and play it. Now, I'm sure this is going to be an obvious answer, but are you going to keep playing the game after this week? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I'm going to go on and continue playing it. I mean, I try to always go and perfect the Borderlands games, and I kind of didn't do that with 2 or pre-sequel because It was around the 360 and Xbox One time that I really got into them. But now I definitely am going to go back and even try to go and complete those. But yeah, no, it's something that I'm definitely going to go and play more of and play the different characters, because I've played Moze, I've tried Flack a little, but there's still Zane and Amara that I have to go and play as and kind of get a feel for and see who I like. So yeah, no, definitely going to go and play a lot more of this game.